Kelly, thank you. One man's life going through some unnecessary legal drama. This after receiving a letter that he had fathered a child with a woman he'd never even met. Now, vindication of sorts. It's a follow-up to a story I brought you earlier this year on his legal fight and what comes next.
She don't know me. How do you just put my name down? How do you just put anybody's names down? I don't know her, never seen her. Still to this day, haven't talked to her. And it just proved out that the baby has no ties to my name. Thankfully, the lady did bring the child in to get tested. And that's all I needed to happen.
This letter from friend of the court reads in part, "Dear Mr. Smith, enclosed is a copy of the genetic test results, excluding you as the father."
Let's just set the record. I trust my husband because I know his character. Man of integrity.
I would like to say relief, but it's kind of like confirmation, really, because I already knew that I had no ties and no links to this child or this woman. And to have that letter come to my house, it was a little unnerving, but not from the standpoint of being caught up in something. It was a little unnerving that, a letter like this could come to my house having no legitimacy to it.
We first brought you the story of D'Angelo Smith in late January when he presented some wild allegations against friend of the court in Berrien County. The initial letter sent to his home stated a woman who we are not naming alleging him to be the father of her daughter, a child between the age of 1 and 2 years old.
She's a stripper from Detroit. We had a one-night stand at some hotel that we supposed to been and went to, and this is a story that was told to me.
While playing the waiting game for the alleged mother to bring in the baby for a DNA sample, the school where D'Angelo Smith teaches received an inquiry for possible garnishment if things did not go in his favor.
Where it made it not something that was being alleged, now it's something that's being taken into action, and there's no paternity been established.
But clearly, these test results confirm that to no longer be the case.
With that being said, strong marriage or not, clean past or not, that's a very tough letter for anyone to receive.
Absolutely.
Without any proof.
Absolutely, it is. It is. The main things that they have to provide to the state of Michigan is a name and a birth date and where they live. That's easy information for someone to gather off of Google, off of Facebook, off of any kind of social media platform.
People who have checkered past, who have done things in the past, who have, stepped out and did things that was unbecoming of a real man, right? And so, but they've changed and they've cleaned up their act and they've gotten better, which all of us have the opportunity of doing, of getting better. But a letter like this coming to that house, a man that has changed his ways, that has walked in a different direction, this letter could be absolutely devastating because of what you've done before.
We made several calls to lawmakers in Lansing who are familiar with this particular topic to get some answers.
It's very unfortunate, but paternity fraud is not a unique, unusual situation in Michigan.
Senator Jim Runstead tells me he's been pushing for new legislation on the matter during the past 8 years, saying right now there's no penalty for lying.
Senator, what was the opposition for not passing this kind of legislation?
Well, maybe it would hinder mothers who don't want to name a particular guy or they made a mistake, but you had to knowingly name the wrong person. It becomes emotional stuff.
Respectfully, to mandate that DNA testing for the child is conducted first before a letter is sent to someone's home alleging they may be the father of a child regarding a woman whom they have never met, doesn't that seem like common sense type of legislation?
I tell you, Joshua, the common sense goes out the window. I'd be more than happy to put that bill in. And I'm telling you, it wouldn't even get a hearing in committee. I'll guarantee it wouldn't even get a hearing in committee. I ran across this before.
And the only reason I believe that this woman came in was because of Fox 2. Fox 2 provided a platform where the word got out and this word spread it like wildfire quickly to the point where the lady came in. Now, I asked the courts, the friend of the courts about bringing her in. They said, well, we just have to wait until she comes in. But I thank God that Fox 2 provided a platform where the lady was able to come in, but everybody does not have that opportunity for Fox 2 to show up at their doorstep to help them out.
A lot to wrap your head around, guys. Real quick, as we did in our initial story, we called friend of the court for a comment, but have not heard back. In the meantime, Senator Jim Runstead tells me if you're caught in a similar situation, your best option is to hire an attorney if possible. Also, and this is very key, reach out to your lawmakers. The senator says more bipartisanship is much needed on this very touchy matter.
It could destroy a whole relationship. I mean, luckily, here's a guy that has, you know,
he has a solid household.
That's very I mean, some people would have packed up and left and said, "I just don't believe you." You could have destroyed a life.
Bingo.
Unbelievable story for them to send that to work. Can you imagine if you worked at a certain place and the rumors would start to spread?
Yes.
I mean, it is potentially not only family
definition of character in the public eye.
But your character and your life.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine how frustrated that family was while they were trying to get answers.
Highly frustrated, Amy and Jay. Highly frustrated because, again, you're getting an inquiry about your finances without even confirmation if you're connected to this particular case.
Yeah, where's the proof? Wow.
A lot more dialogue is needed on this matter, Lansing, for sure.
Gosh, thanks for bringing that to light.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
So yeah, I'm covering this story. I know it's already been covered a bunch of times, but I had already, you know, made like the intro and everything. And I sat on it for a while, and you know, I just said, "Fuck it," you know. Why do the work if you're not gonna put it out? You know, on that Saddam Hussein type shit. You know, if you got something, use it. You know. So, hey, you know, what can I say, right? We know it's bullshit. We know it happens. A lot of men have been on a hook, you know, for children that are not biologically theirs. Okay? And there's no checks and balances in the system and shit. It's designed to, you know, fleece you for money, okay? In perpetuity and shit for 18 years or more. All right? And it gives women it gives women a weapon. It gives them a weapon they shouldn't have, okay? Especially a lot of men find themselves chained to toxic women, you know, women they were in codependent, noxious relationships with. And, you know, that woman can use that kid in any way she wants and fuck your life up. Okay? Nobody's going to do anything. We listen to these goddamn news stories all the time, and they sit up there at the end of this fucking thing, and they all do the same shit, shuffle their papers, and, well, we're going to have a talk about this. What's there to talk about and shit? This woman should be liable. He should sue her for damages, okay? He should come after her for damages and don't give a fuck about nothing. You know, force her to put that child in foster care so that it has a fighting chance at having a decent life and some parents that love him or her, or they, them, duh. You know, I have to say that shit in 2023. You know, what the fuck is there to talk about shit? And I feel like this guy was a big ass simp. He was doing a little bit too much and whatnot. He was acting like a corny ass bitch and, you know, sitting there with his fat wife. And, you know, and part of me thinks like maybe the female guy found his name because I think she was a stripper or something. I think maybe this fool was probably on her, you know, on her social media, IG or something, and liked a few pictures, and she just saw that shit. Maybe she was going to hit him up for to sell him some pics and shit. And you know, later on she thought like, hey, I need a name for this baby. I'll just put this Simp's name on this shit. Maybe he'll pay for it and shit. Maybe he's one of these guys that's so fucking lonely that he would love to have an illegitimate child attached to his wallet. You know, we don't know. Okay, we just know this is some bullshit that it should have been taken care of like at least 3 decades ago. You know, back when the shit started to be in a problem, it should have been taken care of in the fucking 80s, especially when you had a lot of women using these kids as golden parachutes and shit. You know, biological golden parachutes. It's one of the founding tenets of, you know, saving yourself these days and whatnot, so that you have no connection. You're not connected to the system. They can't use or abuse you and shit. You just put in the bare minimum. That's why the goddamn country's failing more than that pandemic that happened. You know, guys were locked up with their significant others and realized they didn't really like them all that much. You know, the other dudes knew it was bullshit. They were going out to clubs and, you know, doing all this shit, making these overtures to women who, you know, thumbing their nose at them and shit, despite what they look like. And a lot of them were non-select, as they like to say. Get a lot of fucked up looking women that think they the shit, you know, for whatever reason. I'm not going to pontificate extensively. It's a fucked up system and shit. And if you want it to change, you have to change it and shit. You have to get on the phone and call your, you know, congressional representative or whatever, whoever the fuck you need to call and shit, or just stop participating. Don't participate in the system. Protect your seed and shit. Okay, don't trust no bitch. Okay, you know what women? You know what else scares women besides men getting a passport? They make a male birth control pill. All right, it'll solve a lot of problems and shit because. You know, if men could get pregnant and shit, and once the motherfucker first dude had that baby, I don't know what a baby would come out like his ass or something. But once the first couple of guys had a baby and shit, that would be a wrap because they'd be like, man, fuck that shit. You know, back in the day, like my first girlfriend, one day she set up and it was like an evil, like monologue. She was doing this evil monologue, and she told me that she wished she could switch genitals with me so that she could fuck the shit out of me with no condom. And then I could sit up and worry about, you know, whether or not I'm pregnant or not. I was like, look, bitch, I totally get what you're talking about, you know. You know, it was proto me. It was proto geek and shit. So, you know, I was there, you know, there for the facial slaps, you know, verbally speaking. But yeah, like a lot of women do have this penis envy shit. And a lot of fucking janky ass women and shit, you know, monetize their wombs and shit over, you know, and took advantage of the welfare system and shit. And we talk about, you know, all these, you know, you always hear the minority majority talking about how welfare fucks up everything and shit. You know, when their demographic, their people get a huge chunk of that and shit. We only make up supposedly 13 to 12% of this society over here in the colonies and shit. You know, I said I'm bullshitting around, but they didn't think to fix it. Okay, nobody's trying to fix it in the government. The president can fix that shit. You know, back in the day when Bill Clinton got his fucking ass in office, he did that thing where you can only be on that welfare for like 5 fucking years. Okay, only on there for 5 fucking years. All right, what you gonna do after that and shit? Okay, the bitches, you know, what the fuck they gonna do? They gotta find a pet wallet. Okay, they ain't gonna find no fucking pet wallet. The future's getting real bleak out there. They have to really, you know, make some changes. Well, I say, you know, this guy's fucked. You know, if he's just gonna sit up and be performative next to his flat ass wife, you know, I got nothing else to say about it and shit, man. You should be pursuing this bitch for money. I don't give a fuck what you do, man. You need to be pursuing. We need to start fighting back and shit. We need to start like suing these bitches, man, pursuing them, staying on their bumper. You know, if you fuck up and have a kid with a bitch, you need to be on her ass all the time, burning her shit down until she don't even want to see you no more. She offer you the fucking kid. Hey, why don't you come get him and shit? I'm done with him. Okay? I done seen some fucked up shit in my life, kings. And, you know, you don't want none of this shit, okay? You don't want to be in this situation at all. Don't give a woman an opportunity to do this to you. And if she does do it to you, you got to make her pay through the fucking nose, okay? Whatever way humanly possible, but preferably monetarily and shit. Because nothing gets a point across like, you know, going in somebody's purse, you know, going in their pockets and shit. I'm telling you. You know, I remember before they was talking about this red pill shit, before the Matrix. Before the Matrix and shit. You know, I'll get out with this maybe unrelated story and shit. But he used to have an uncle and he told me, like, don't keep no money in your wallet, you know. because women go in your wallet. You know, just keep them like a couple of dollars in there. But I like had like a once I was messing around with a hood rat. You know, she had a body. I'll fuck around with a hood rat, and I had like I put $22 in my wallet and shit. You know, we hooked up. This like how this is the West Coast. The female went in my wallet and took the money, but she didn't know that it was like dark in there. And I was looking at her ass. I was staring at her doing it, and she wasn't looking. She glanced back a few times before when she was going through my shit, and she left her purse right there. So when she went in there, she got like 22, but I got like I got $115 out of her purse and shit. And I didn't think shit of it. I told her, girl, hey, have nice looking out. You know, give a big hug and ass grab and shit. And I had breakfast on her dime. It felt real good and shit, Kings. Okay? Save yourself, black man. Okay? Do you understand the shit? And I'm telling you, I wasn't even at this point in my life where I would talk about the things I talk about today and shit. You know, it's pretty much, raw meat out there, A lot of wolves looking at me, a lot of females, the she-wolves and shit, doing what they do. But that was a funny time and shit. Because I knew, like, the world had changed for me. I was like, oh, okay. I was just looking at her do it. I was like, oh, let's see. If the bitch come up with my shit, man, let's see what she's doing. Maybe she's going to look at my wallet and my ID and see where I live or something, And then I seen her with that money. She just, she ain't look back again. That third time that bitch didn't look over her shoulder, I already got the money. She looked back the first time I saw her doing it. I saw her fucking around, heard some shit. I got that pocketbook out of that purse. Like she wasn't looking at it, was on my right on top of the cover. I opened up, pulled out whatever I could fill in there, and put it. I tossed it back in there haphazardly, and she did what she did. Then she laid down like she didn't do shit, and I played it off for like an hour or so and woke up. Oh, I gotta go, baby. And I went and looked at what I had. I had like $100 Yeah, I'm a scoundrel. The geek underground, man. Okay? And sometimes geeks get gangster too. SYSBM equals save yourself, black man.
That's not true. That's what most important is the DNA test. And we finna frame these results, send them to your mama, your baby mama, everybody in the family. In the case of 4-month-old Mariah Raphael, you are not. I swear to God. No, we don't say look again. I promise. That is not true. That is not true. Don't do that. I promise. I swear to God. Ralph, I swear to God. I swear to God. I swear to God. No, I'm not. Chill out. Look at me. I swear, no.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.